I am building an empire, and I'm searching for one last faction to join my cause. We are still in the early days of civilization. Our people are homeless and dying at an astronomical rate, but Rome wasn't built in a day. When we return home, I've got some big plans for the city. But first, gotta get a good night's rest, and tomorrow we will continue the search for a very rare group of villagers. And I think I'm gonna do the rest of this journey on foot. We are here. Finally found what I was looking for. Definitely not the closest swamp biome, but it is close to a village, as you can see right over yonder. And we are here to breed swamp villagers. Yeah, these guys actually don't spawn naturally, as villages don't spawn in swamps. So had to drag some over here and throw them some bread. And while I was waiting, threw together a little shack. I have a personal little building goal to stop using stairs for roofs, so I've just used a bit of moss here to try and make a more interesting shape that goes a little bit out of my comfort zone. And now it's just a matter of making the long trip home, about 1,500 blocks, but it should be no problem. Alright, it looks like we made it back home. No incidents, and all the villagers have survived. I have every single variant now. We've brought villagers over from the desert, the icy tundra, taiga, and acacia biomes. Of course, you can't forget the normal villagers that are already working in the farms. And then the two difficult ones, the jungle villagers, and of course, our swamp villagers, which we've just gotten. And now we have all 7 types. And yeah, my hope is that this will make the city a little bit more unique. The villagers might seem like they have individual personalities instead of all being kind of monotone. And yeah, we'll see if that works. And now we just gotta make homes for all of these villagers. And that's definitely gonna take some time. So let's chip away at it with a new house. Well, there it is. Hope you like it. This building is going to be a bit of an inn or hotel, and as you can see, it's completely empty right now. There's a fireplace on this side, and we're gonna install a second floor and try and fit 5 beds for all of our spruce taiga villagers. Check this out. This thing is called a zombie nautilus. It has to be a zombie. The zombie ones can breathe outside of water. Okay. And so we take this guy, put him in a minecart. Very nice, very normal.
Yeah. Oh, that's pretty good.
And if you take off the saddle, like you align him, and if you take off the saddle, he won't move anymore.
No way.
Pretty sick, huh?
That's the first chair ever in Minecraft. That's really cool. I've
Yeah.
never seen anything like that.
Yep, so chairs in Minecraft now kind of exist. So the reason I was using a zombie nautilus is because they can breathe out of water, but you actually don't really have to do that. I believe you could waterlog this block right here. Uh-oh, that was a mistake. And then as long as you can get a normal nautilus in here without it dying, then you can use a normal nautilus just fine. You know, we have a lot of houses that we're going to build, so can't spend too long on each individual interior, but decided to do some carpeting, little bench there. The fireplace is the main attraction of this one. And over here, a little desk that's supposed to be like a piece of paper or a plate or something. Yeah, upstairs is where all of the beds are. Decided to be a little lazy. Originally, I was going to have like separate rooms, really small rooms, but decided to just have big rooms. So let's go and meet the villagers that are going to be staying here. Hello, spruce villagers. There are 5 of them. The real question is, will they like their new home? Let's see. Oh, look at that. They're trying to escape already. I wish villagers were just a bit more competent. I'm running into an issue where a lot of them are just getting completely lost. Like this guy, Mason Jr., he is in the wrong house. You see, Mason Jr. has his very own house over here. This is where his workstation is. It's where his father's head is. We don't talk about him. So it's imperative that the villagers stay in their correct houses because I want to keep the illusion that these are real people, and it's kind of hard to do that when they act like not individuals. Very sad. Okay, seriously, how did you get down here? There's just no good way to get these villagers to cooperate. No good way at all. I think if these guys are going to act goofy, we should give them some goofy expressions. And what I mean by that is this. Turn around. Todd now has a mustache. This guy's got a beard. Yeah, this is fresh animations. Gives all these new animations to the mobs. Some of them are a bit goofy, but I like some of the extra variation. I especially like the passive mobs. I think they did a great job with the animations. They look so happy and mooey. Horses as well, I think, look really good, especially in first person. The chickens look amazing, and especially when you look at the baby chickens compared to the ones that Mojang are working on, I just prefer these a lot. And also, the animations are just better. And I mean, come on, look at Rufus here. He's lying down. Isn't that so great? And there are things I don't like about this mod. The hostile creatures just don't really hit for me. But there are some cool things, like skeletons now have arrow pouches. And yeah, spiders just look weird. I don't know if I like them or not, but they're definitely creepy. Well, anyway, that's my mod review for today, and you'll probably see me turn this mods on and off. Sometimes I get tired of them, but I think overall they are pretty cool, and they add a little bit more life to the game. And just like that, we've got our spruce villagers in place. That guy gets the downstairs couch. He's sleeping on the couch. Let's check on how the guys upstairs are doing. Oh my gosh. Apparently, we can cross off trapdoors from the list of things to build out of because these villagers, what are you doing? Where are you going? It's a great thing I built this entire house with trapdoors, isn't it? All right, time for me to redesign the entire upstairs interior. I had to remove the door because they couldn't figure out how to use it here, and they all just kind of sit here and stammer about, which I'm okay with as long as they find their beds at night. You know, they can't really do much right now because they're locked in their house, and eventually, yes, they will all be able to walk around, but before that, we gotta make sure that this city is completely villager safe. But for now, we will leave that house done, and we'll go check on those guys later. First, I want to go visit my original villager town experiment and see if there's anything we can learn from it. They're all here! Wow, right by the city center. And we're here to observe villagers in a somewhat normal habitat. Besides the wall and a couple guardrails I put up, this is kind of a normal village. And of course, none of the original villagers here are still alive because they've all found some way to kill themselves. And yeah, I'm really struggling to comprehend villager AI. Take a look at this guy. He woke up in the morning, went to his job site like normal, but then took a stroll, jumped off a cliff, almost went back to work, but then just decided, you know what, I'm gonna do something completely different. And yeah, he went for another swim, and at this point I was just completely confused. Where was this guy going? He ended up pathfinding through this tunnel on this big journey and went to a job site 30 to 40 blocks away and on a completely different level. Like, how does that happen? And I'm by no means an expert on villager AI, but I believe how it works is that a villager should be able to claim a bed and claim a workstation, and that locks all other villagers out of being able to work and use that bed and workstation. And what I think is happening is that sometimes the chunks are loading when I'm flying away or flying towards the places, and there may be a case where a villager is standing in this chunk while this one's unloaded, so it can't find its workstation and it gets unlinked. And that is a real problem because I want to build a village where every villager has a unique home and has a unique job that they go to. So I'm not really sure a fix for this issue. But instead of solving that issue, I think I'm just gonna ignore it for now. Because there are more urgent matters at hand, that being keeping these villagers safe. All we've got is this tiny little wall, and I think we can do a little better. So it's time to design an actual wall for our city. Alright, we've got two styles for walls here, and I'm not sure which one I like more. This first one is kind of the style we have for the houses. If we come over here, frames in spruce and oak wood, and then using the deep slate as the wall itself. Height-wise, will it be that effective? Maybe we should make it a bit taller. I'm just thinking about the scale of our buildings right now, and I feel like the roof of the building should be about the same height as the roof of the wall, but let me know because I'm not really sure. And I'm over here at one of the bridges because this style kind of matches the second type of wall. If you ignore all the stuff in the background, I very much like this build style with the tuff, and I think it would be cool to spread the style to be consistent across more of the base. This one I also think might work better if it was a few blocks taller, which I'm kind of wanting for the city anyway, and I like how the deep slate and these other blocks mix in the background. I'm going to sit up here and mull it over for probably a long time. But before we wrap this video up, there is still more complaining I have for villagers, and that is to do with the fact that these villagers, this whole place is lit up. It is 100% mob proof. We've got iron golems everywhere, but something I didn't account for is that villagers can get struck by lightning. And I've actually lost a couple villagers in here because lightning came down and turned them into witches. And that was something I was definitely not expecting. So I've got this lightning rod on top of my base, and it should reach 128 blocks in all directions, which would protect everything in this land. But what I didn't realize is that 128 block radius is actually a sphere. So with some quick visualization mods, if we look at this sphere surrounding the lightning rod, it actually doesn't even reach the ground. So nothing was protected that entire time. And yeah. And in case any of you commenters have keen eyes, these lightning rods over here will not work because they have blocks above them. They need direct access to the sky. And that one over there does not reach all the way to the other side of the village over here. So I want to build one right in the middle where that lightning rod currently is, more or less. And I think I'm going to put it on a tower, which will work perfectly for our little Minecraft city. Which means we will of course need lots of tuff. We'll probably need a lot of deep slate as well. Gonna grab some moss, then some terraforming materials, mud. And here's some interesting ones. We're gonna use some gray concrete powder and also some cyan terracotta for a bit of detailing in with the deep slate. Alright, I think I've collected all the materials we will need, and I picked out a spot right here in the middle of the village to put this watchtower. So now there's nothing left to do but get to building. Well, it's raining, it's the middle of the night, but the tower is finished, and I think we are just in time to put the lightning, oh boy, lightning rod in before there's thunder. Bam, there it is. It's gotta oxidize a bit, maybe, but yeah, hopefully that will protect us against any lightning there, wow, okay. Well, at least the lightning rods work. That was the old one, we can remove now. And now the new lightning rod should be in place. Alright, it's the next morning, and here we have it, the tower, and I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. It matches the design of the bridge over there, and potentially the wall. I'm like 60% sure I want to go with a stone kind of tough wall instead of the wood wall, but let me know what you guys think, because I'm still not 100% sure. However, I will say this tower turned out pretty sweet, and as you notice, there's a lot of rocks and stuff, and you know, this is all flat terrain right now, but when we're finished with it, there's going to be a lot of terraforming and a little bit more verticality, so this won't look so out of place. So let's go up the tower. The staircase comes up to the front door, and inside we have the first level. No basements. I think actually under here is a bit of a mob trap. I originally had some barrels in here, but I had to remove them because villagers would pathfind. So we have some shulker box, got some pots, chests on the wall, hanging lights that need to be waxed. And I like all the little details with the kind of eroded parts of the windows or of the tower itself. And finally, we're up at the roof, and we got a pillar with a flag on it, and that flag has definitely seen better days. It's gray, it's torn out, it's tattered, but at the end of the day, it's still flying. And the lightning rod on the very top is protecting us from the lightning. So here we are in the city, and I think that's gonna wrap this one up. Quick shout out to all of you guys who have been subscribing. We've just passed 1,000 subscribers, which is a pretty cool milestone. But a while ago, I promised when we got to 1,000 subscribers, I would mine 1,000 netherite ingots. That's right. And here we have a netherite beacon, which is where all those ingots are going. And I tried to do it all in one video last time, and yeah, that's not gonna happen. This is gonna take a really long time. But yes, I will continue to update you as the videos go on the progress of the netherite beacon. I believe 1,000 ingots is 111 netherite blocks. So when this thing gets 111 netherite blocks, which is less than the height of a beacon, then I will let you all know, and we will party, we will celebrate. But yeah, thanks everyone for 1,000 subscribers. Hopefully it will be the first milestone of many, and I definitely need to spawn proof this place a little bit better. Oh, with that said, that's all I've got for today, and I hope to see you all in the next video. Goodbye.